Okay guys, so here I am walking the trail at Springer's Point. Springer's Point, this will come out to the Pamlico Sound, and it will come out to an area where Blackbeard was attacked by Maynard and got his head chopped off. And this is a trail they've had on the island for quite a long time, and they've added to it a little bit here and there over the years. And they actually have two trails on the island here. The other one is off of Route 12, which is Irvin Garish Highway, and that one's called Hammock Hills. And we'll just see what we see here. So here's a little offshoot trail that they added from the main trail there. So let's take this and see where it goes. I have it marked quite well. There you go, right? Follow the arrow. One thing about these trails here is they remind me of an enchanted forest. Something you would see in Lord of the Rings. Look at the mushrooms growing. All different colors of mushrooms here too. Very interesting. I'm not up on my medicinal mushrooms or edible mushrooms. I'm actually not a mushroom person, but yeah, I don't know for sure. But these maritime forests are just so enchanting. That's the word I like to use to describe them. They're so beautiful. And where does this go? Oh, it goes this way. Here we go. There was a bench, and now we're turning this way to the left. I believe this will eventually go out to the water. Lots of roots, so you always have to be careful where you're walking. And bugs and mosquitoes as well. You get them too. And some of the ground is a little bit mushy, but we actually haven't had a ton of rain the last week or so, but before that we did. There was lots of puddles around the island and lots of mud. So I waited to do this little trail to show you all. I wanted to make sure it dried up a bit. And it's very cushiony, all the pine needles on the forest floor make it quite nice for walking. It's a nice little trail. It's not too terribly long or anything, but it's just very beautiful. There's another bench. It looks like all these benches are donated by people to help keep the trail up and keep it clean. And I can hear the water, and I can see it a little bit from here. So we are close. Oh, and here we are. This is absolutely beautiful. Look at this. I'll definitely have to take some pictures for y'all as well and put them on my Facebook, Jen's Train of Thought. But look at that. Is that gorgeous? And then the trail keeps going that way, and it circles back around. It's an absolutely beautiful maritime forest. There's a little bit of sand here. Looks like people had dumped a little sand. But look at that. That is gorgeous. These trees must be very old. look so windswept. And like I said, just a little bit of a beach here, not much. But that's your view. It's gorgeous. There you go. I'm going to take a few pictures and then we'll continue on the rest of the trail and I'll show you the rest of it. Okay, so continuing on the trail, there's another little path out to the water, a little bit of sand, beachy area. There's a bench and a trail that goes that way. And then there's a trail that goes this way a little bit. So we're going to go this way and see if it goes any further. It does look a little grown in, but there's lots of high grass and it does look like it keeps going, but it's really grown in. So I'm going to go back the other way and we'll see what we see there. So this is the path that we want to take to head back the other way. It just does a big loop, a big circle. So I believe it goes this way. And I need to duck. And it goes up a hill a little bit. It's actually quite beautiful day to do this. The sun's coming out. You're a little guarded from the wind here. Now there's a path that goes back that way and one that goes that way. I think this is the way we want to go. Going up another hill. It's so pretty how you can see the sun is shining through the trees. You just have spots of sunlight here and there. And all of these gorgeous live oaks are so pretty. Just showing you how gorgeous they are. Here we go. And that's where the path goes the other way from the first side trail that we took. This used to be a carving. I think it was maybe an owl. I'm not sure, but obviously it got destroyed somehow. Okay, and right here, I'm going to show you, there is another grave here. There is a horse buried here named Ikey D. There's his gravestone. And the gentleman that owned the castle, which was a bed and breakfast on the island, he was very eccentric. And the castle is known for all of its crazy dormers that are all over the place. And he loved his horse, and he is buried here with his horse. And there is his gravestone. Samuel Jones. And right down here is the foot gravestone. So he's buried here with his horse, Ikey D. Very famous story on the island, another little historical fact. And this was some kind of well, I think. It's you can see how old, you see the brick and how old it was. Of course, it looks like the lid they put on to cover this is fairly new, but definitely this was very old, or some kind of cistern or well, I'm not sure. And it just tells you about some of the trees indigenous to this area as well. And we can go out this way. And this also goes out to the water. You definitely get a lot more sand on the trail as you get closer to the water. And you can start feeling the wind. Here it is. Wind's kicking up. It's amazing how protected it is just a couple steps back. And here are some of the most beautiful trees on the island. And they don't want you climbing on them. They want to keep them protected. So let's walk out here. I have to keep my cap on my head because it could easily get blown off. And here you have a larger beach area. And this is on the sound side of the island. You can see a jetty right there out in the water. And if I pan this way, you can see houses down that way. Very beautiful. You can see years now quite windy and too damn cold. This short little walk on Springer's Point Trail, Ocracoke Island. If you ever get here, I definitely